Hello, everybody. This is Jeff Veale, the business guru, once again coming to you from downtown Manila. And I've got a very interesting guest today. One of the most interesting guests I've had in a long time. I've done over 500 episodes, and you'll see why this guest is very interesting in a moment. Let me introduce you, firstly. Our guest is from the other side of the world, from Alaska, of all places. Imagine that, Alaska, guys. Hands up, who's been to Alaska? Won't be many hands going up, I'm sure. Anyway, our guest is a lovely lady called 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐮. And 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐮 is the CEO of a company called POPmindset. And I tell you guys, reach out and have a virtual chat to this lady. She's a very interesting lady, and I'm sure she can put you in the right direction. She can't help you. I'm sure she can put you in the right direction for someone who can help you. And remember, a free virtual cup of coffee is exactly that, free. So it's right in your wheelhouse for most of you, right? Her business has been coaching and speaking for a mere 40 plus years, so she might know a little bit about the subject. Description of her business: guiding serious entrepreneurs to their goals through confidence, clarity, mindset tools, and techniques, right? Who doesn't need this, guys? Key achievements or projects: author of 3 books, international speaker, and puts on regular retreats, right? Personal motto or philosophy: I always land on my feet. My one is, it's meant to be, it's up to me. No one's coming to save you, guys. That's today's tip for you. Client philosophy: I like to focus. You've got this. And we have. I love this part. I live off the grid in Alaska and know how to run heavy equipment. So, guys, there's a lot more here, but best we go across and have a chat to 𝐒𝐭𝐫𝐮. How are you, BJ?
I am good. Thank you so much for inviting me. It's delightful to get to know you, and anything I can do to encourage our entrepreneurs out there, I would love to be part of that.
Absolutely. And we're going to do exactly that. Tell us about your journey and what inspired you to pursue your career all those years ago.
Well, I think I've always been an entrepreneur. I mean, in high school, grade school, maybe even, when they would have those promotions where you could sell something to earn something. Well, I was one of those kids that loved just earning things. And so I think I've always been an entrepreneur at my heart. And I went into banking, then I went into direct sales. And after probably about 25 years in direct sales, lots and lots of experience in that I said, there's so many other entrepreneurs that struggle with learning how to speak to their prospects. They feel salesy. How can I take my skill sets and help other entrepreneurs feel really good about who they're talking to, understand their language, be a customer service person versus a salesperson? So that's what I did with POPmindset.
Fantastic. You do it well. What's been the most challenging aspect of your work over the years? How do you overcome that?
Well, I would say as I started the new business, a lot of the same problems that many of us have ran into, which is tech. Learning how to run technical equipment, or beside tech, not on top of tech, would be the social media. So those are things that maybe some of our entrepreneurs really didn't grow up around, or it wasn't part of their initial journey. And so those are learning curves that we have to go through to learn the technology and the CRMs and all of that good stuff, and then jump into social media. How do I show up authentically, and where do I show up? All of those things. Those, I would say, are some of the more common challenges.
I was thinking last week, I get some weird ideas pop in my head. I thought to myself the other day, you wouldn't get a doctor to come out and fix your leaky roof, and you wouldn't get a plumber to come and operate on you for heart surgery. And why I say that, that's a niche. And you know what you know because you're in your niche. But there's so many things you don't know, i.e. the software. If you're a plumber, you haven't got the time to study and learn all this software. Hence, you need a virtual assistant or someone to support. You need that support person, right? Mm-hmm. And that's
very true.
It comes in to help you and guide you and say, hey, get out of your own way. Because you are the roadblock, guys. Believe it or not, you are your own roadblock. It's that simple, right? Tell us an important moment in your career where you pivoted. When did you more or less change direction?
I think when I saw a change in the company I was with, And it affected me, emotionally, financially. And I just went, wait, there's got to be more. And we all hit a place in our lives where either something happened for us personally, or something happened in our businesses where we went, wait, there's got to be more than just this. And then we go searching, and that's where we look for those other mentors and coaches and teachers, because they're ahead of us by a few steps. They've helped, figure out how to cut that learning curve for us. And that's what we do for others when we bring along our expertise. So I would say it was just, a change in the company, and I went, it's got to be more. And I went looking.
The message there, guys, is get a mentor. If you're passionate about something, get a mentor and save years off the journey. And a backstory for me, I was about 40 and I was flying. I was making a lot of money. I've always been a big money maker. I was making a lot of money. And one day, in my pea brain, a little thought came, hey, why do all these people like Sam Fraz and John McEnroe back in the day, why have they got a tennis coach? That's stupid. They're so good. And a little boy said to me, Jeff, they've got a coach because they want to be better. And I thought, shit, I want to be better too. I'll get a coach. So backstory, guys, I hired 3 coaches, right, in a short period of time. 2 of those 3 coaches within 1 month were paying me to coach them. They never had a bloody clue. They'd bought a $10 book and call themselves a coach. They were hopeless. The third guy, I didn't even like the guy. He had a bad bedside manner. It was my ego got in the way again, and I wouldn't listen. But I started to listen, and he taught me one thing. And it cost me, and I'm going to share it with you guys, it cost me $20,000 to learn this one thing. And I didn't even learn it till a couple of years later. It stuck in my brain and came out. And it was this: you don't know what you don't know. It's profound, guys. It's really simple, but it's so true. So if you don't know, reach out to people like Stromme here, and she will be the one to help you get to know. Right? So there it is, guys. In your opinion, what are the key qualities or skills that have helped contribute to your success along the way?
I would say, number 1, determination. Yeah. And number 2, I love people, Jeff. That's really why I wrote that book, is I really like people. I like understanding how they think and how they make decisions. And I think that was a key component to stepping out of where I was previously and going, I can bring something new to the market. It's just a little different tweak, but it really brings everything a lot of people have learned over the years about personalities into an easier format so they can actually implement it and get more yes answers when they're talking with people. So I think that's it right there.
Like your bio, you keep it simple. And also, that's part of the message too, guys. Keep things simple. People complicate it so much. And what you've got in spades, we've had a good chat earlier, you've got great empathy. And the other one is very important, guys, integrity. They're the 2 that will take you a long way, your empathy and your integrity, right? Tell me, how do you stay motivated, and as you do, and continue to innovate in your field? What's your secret there?
I actually surround myself with positive-minded people. And so one of my best mentors is Dana Wilde. I'll give her a little shout out for her. But you find someone who really helps bring out the best in you and helps keep you on track and helps you understand how your brain works. When we truly understand, we can retrain our brains. How do we retrain our thoughts? How do we change thoughts so they don't take you down the drain? That's powerful. And so that's how I keep myself motivated, is I plug into positive mindset, training, thoughts, meditation, positive prime, anything that feeds my brain, doesn't shove it under the rug, but it gives me hands-on tools to deal with anything that doesn't feel good, is taking me down a path I don't want to go. So I can really, truly look at it and go, wait, I can reframe this. Yes, that's the way it is. However, this is where I want to focus. And that makes a huge difference on a daily basis.
I love that. If you can, tell us about a recent project or achievement that you're particularly proud of.
Well, I just finished the audiobook of Are You My Fluff, because a lot of people don't want to read. We don't have time to read. They just don't take time. And so, okay, well, I'm totally jazzed. The audiobook is being launched. I'm doing a launch party, and I don't know when people will see this, but the end of February, the book will be live. The audiobook will be live. And that, I think, has been an accomplishment that took 2 years in the making. So I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, pretty cool. Tell us about your retreats. What happens at your retreats? Tell us about that. You mentioned your retreats earlier.
Different things at different places. An Alaska retreat is a hands-on, up-close nature experience, an opportunity
Fantastic.
to really, see the whales, touch an iceberg,
Wow.
go walk in the woods, maybe stay in the cabin in the woods. It just depends on what we're doing. And amidst all of that is, of course, just the conversation. How are you doing? Where are you at? What's the frustrations you're currently experiencing? Where do you want to be? So it's the coaching that comes naturally as you just have conversations and listen to people intently and say, well, what about this? Or have you thought about that? And so it's more of a guided just time together for them to step back, relax, refresh, think, enjoy, and go home excited, motivated, but refreshed with a better balance of life and work. So that's an Alaska one.
Yeah, and possibly some lifelong friends, right?
Oh, always.
Yeah.
In fact, on the close retreats that I do, usually they're people I already know or I'm getting to know, which is pretty exciting.
Bloody fantastic. I love that journey. I love it. That's part of the mission. It's fantastic. Excuse me. What advice would you give someone, a 20-year-old, your daughter, a son, a nephew, or a niece? They come to you and say, look, I've just left school, which we discussed earlier, and I'm not sure what I should do with myself. What would you tell them?
I think we would sit down and say, what do you love to do? What are some of the skill sets you already have? What are the talents that you already have? Really digging in and finding out their core motivation in life. Because when you can find something you love or something you're naturally good at, and you can start to create a career around that, you won't get tired of it. You will find your niche, you will find your tribe, and you will be able to succeed. And it may take a little bit of, work and mentoring and time, but that's what I would say is let's figure out what you really love, who you really are, and how you can use that to live a life that you love.
My backstory is from 14, I left school early. I left school at 14 and never got hold of me. My parents were told, don't bring him back. I was a bit like Fonzie, I was very disruptive. Anyway, from 14 to 28, true story, guys, I had over 200 jobs. I hated them all, right? So one day I said, I'm sick of working for idiots. I'm going to go and work for a lunatic. So I started working for myself. So find your passion, guys, and I've done, and BJ's done, and you'll never work another day in your life. You get up, you've got freedom to get up and work when you want, how you want, for who you want. And it's just so much fun. But, I'm 77. I enjoy every moment of it. I'm sure BJ enjoys hers as well. Right? Tell me, looking ahead, you're only at base camp. What are your goals and aspirations for the future? What are you going to be up to?
Well, that's a lovely question. More retreats because I love being with people and launching the membership again. I'm opening up the membership. So just really working with serious entrepreneurs a little more closely for a longer period of time is something I'm super excited to do rather than just the shorter, 3-month coaching programs that we do now and the different programs to help them understand themselves and others. So I'm excited about what I call the Master Key membership. That's my next big launch. So.
And it's nice to see people's journey, isn't it? Isn't it great? They're like family. They become like family, right? And lifelong friends. I've got a friend / client. I was Australia's biggest caterer, and I met this chappie that lived in a different area, so it was no harm for me to teach him. And when I met him, he was making $169,000 a year in his dad's garage. I just saw him about a month ago. He came up here to visit me, and he's now turning over $8 million a year. Now, 15 years later, mind you, it didn't happen overnight. It took 15 years.
Right.
And I said to him, hey, my friend, 8, let's go for 10. So now I've taken up a share in the company, and this year, and we'll get there, no problem. We're going to go for 10, right? And then he's so talented, this boy. I'm going to help him exit because I said, don't waste your life being a bloody caterer all your life. Let's pivot. So he's agreed. Next 2 years, we're going to exit as well. So
exciting.
Pretty cool, yeah, pretty cool. He's a great guy, but he's wasting his talent because he's doing bloody food for every day. and I'm saying you're too good for that stuff, and he is. I'm trying to encourage him to get to a next level, right? Tell me, what's the best way for our listeners and people watching this wonderful podcast? What's the best way to reach out and find out more about your wonderful services?
They can reach me through email, bj@popmindset.com, or you can pop to popmindset.com and you can drop me a note. You can see what we're doing, take advantage of any kind of course we're doing, grab your book, and I will be happy to see you. And I always offer a complimentary 30-minute brainstorming coaching session just so we can get to know each other.
Hear that part, guys? And it's free. Most of you always looking for free. Reach out, have a chat to this lady. Once again, go back to what I said. You don't know what you don't know, and I guarantee you will come away from that 30-minute session knowing something you don't know already, right? Even the background about Alaska, etc., right? Tell me, we can't let you go before we wrap it up with, tell us a fun fact about you. You are a fun lady. Tell us a fun fact about yourself that most people do not know.
Well, I live off-grid, and we're taking care of a closed down logging camp. And so I have learned over the last number of years how to run a backhoe, how to run an excavator. And so, I built my confidence. I'm not afraid to go for a walk and know that the bears won't jump out of the woods and get me. So
how do you know they won't jump out of the woods and get you?
Because they just don't.
They're your friends?
No, they travel down the road just like us. They're lazy.
Right. It's pretty much a case of, if you leave them alone, they'll leave you alone?
Most of the time, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought. They're not out to get you. But,
Not typically. Not typically.
No, but I'd be a bit worried. They're pretty big.
It's true.
Especially when they stand up. Incredible, right?
Yeah, I've never had that experience. So
yeah, I know what I want to. They get to about 14-foot tall, guys, when they stand on their back legs. That'd be pretty menacing. I've seen the movie.
Yeah.
But there's a good movie that you probably have too. There's a great, I can't remember the name of the movie. There's a great movie with Anthony Hopkins and someone else. It's just two people. I think it's called The Edge. If you haven't seen it, go and look at that. It's about the wilds and bears, etc. Particularly, it's a great movie.
Okay,
you would love it, guys. I'm going to wrap it up now. But 15 minutes of fame, as you can probably see, it's like talking to a friend. We want you to come on the show, and every man and woman out there, you've got a story. We'd love to hear your story and get your story out to the world. And I want you to think about this very seriously. A TV commercial, if you did one, and I've done all this stuff, would set you back about $20,000. And guess what happens? The commercial comes on, people jump up, they go to the fridge, they grab a beer, they make a hot dog, or they go to the toilet. They're not interested in your commercial, right? Do 10 radio spots and they'll promise you the world, but they'll play them at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning when people are asleep. Come on, 15 minutes of fame, and we'll make a little movie all about you, and we'll put you across Quora, Reddit, LinkedIn, Facebook, our Facebook group, YouTube, and of course our new school group with all your social media links, potentially putting you in front of hundreds of prospects. So there's a challenge, guys. If you want more people, more prospects, reach out. Come on, 15 minutes of fame. Before we wrap it up, BJ, any last words for our wonderful audience?
I would just say, if you are an entrepreneur, number one, don't give up on your dreams. Number two, align yourself, like Jeff said, with a mentor or a coach to make sure that you have a second set of eyes on what you're doing. And number three, stay in a positive mindset. Do whatever you can to take care of yourself and take care of your brain.
Yeah, and I'd add to that, I learned this later in life, guys. Trust your gut. It's your second brain. Mm-hmm. It's amazing, guys. If it doesn't feel right, it's not right. So trust yourself. Thanks very much, BJ. You've been awesome.
Well, thank you, Jeff.